All right, you guys, we are back. And today we are going to be showing you how to install your Vigo frameless shower doors. Okay, these are really high-end, very elegant shower doors. And we're going to be showing you, this is a common opening. Most people are going to have this opening. So we're going to show you on our opening here exactly what's going on. And we hope this helps you at home. All right, so step number one is like this. The lid was on the box. As soon as you take it off, you're going to see another box right inside there. Tom's already removed that lid. Okay, here's all the caster wheels, your center brackets, your screws, your bar. Here's everything like that. It was actually sitting in that box. We moved all that out here to open. And there's two things you're looking for. Number one, before you touch any of this stuff, you want to put some sort of gloves on. Like we have the Venom Steel, anything like that. You want to put these on because the fingerprints that you're going to rub off on all your finishes. We have the matte black, the chrome, any of it. It's going to leave a bunch of fingerprint behind. And you don't want a bunch of cleaning to do on all this glass and everything at the end. So put your gloves on first, and what you are looking for in all these parts, Tom just grabbed them all out of the box. Tom, go ahead and show them. This is what you're looking for right here on step one. This is your stationary main bar. This is going to hold the stationary glass, and the other piece of glass is going to rest on this bar to be able to slide back and forth. What you're looking for, Tom's got it out now. Down here, where this guy and this guy is, this is the side of the bar where these are that's going to hold the stationary glass that does not move. So that means the opposite end of that, which is down here, this is the end of the bar that you are going to cut to fit your opening. Let's go over that. Okay, so first thing is first, we are going to get a measurement from tile finish to tile finish. That's going to give us our opening. But before we do that, I want to tell you, the way we knew the exact size doors to get, the doors are sold in 4-inch increments, meaning the doors we were searching for would have fit an opening from 56 inches to 60. We started at 60 inches stud to stud. As we threw in our go board, our tile, our thin set, so on, we shrunk into 58 inches. So the doors are sold from 56 to 60, 60 to 64, and so on. So the 4-inch increment we needed to be in was the 56 to 60. So now that you know that, I want to show you average height on a walk-in shower Vigo doors is 74 inches tall. So before our top curb plate went in, we had already built our curb. On that curb, before the plate went in, we actually measured up. We like to play it safe. The doors are 74 inches tall, sitting flat on the ground. So in other words, flat on the curb. So before this curb went on, we come over here and we marked 70 inches to 80. Before the curb went on, we marked that on the wall, and we actually put wood blocking in here behind the scenes from 70 inches to 80. That way, we knew later when we set this curb, we've obviously got trim and stuff that we're going to be putting in here and wrapping this shower up. But on that front side at 70 to 80, we put in a bunch of blocking in behind the scenes. So we want to stress that to you as well. That way, when our doors come in here sitting comfortably at 74 inches, as we set them down, no matter where they hit up here, we have got blocking from 70 to 80. So we're going to be hitting meat any which way we send screws through this tile. Now that I showed you that, the height of the doors, all you want to do is come in here and take a measurement. I already know my span is from this joint to this joint. I use these grout lines in my benefit. So I'm going to go in the middle of that, and I'm going to set right here to this grout line, and I'm going to come over to the equal grout line. And what I want to show you is that is 58 inches right on the dime. So Our opening tile to tile is 58 inches. Now you need to take this 58 inches. Yours may be 58 and a quarter. It may be 57 something. Whatever your opening is, tile to tile, that is what we're after right now. We need to take that in here and get ready for step 3. We're going to show you how to transfer this on the bar and what to add to that equation. Okay, so this is step 3. This is the actual first thing you're getting ready to do. So you're going to take your bar. And remember, we already told you, these are factory set right here, these two guys. So you want to come to the other end. Stay away from that end. Now, Tom's already got his little sleeve off right there by the side sitting there. Here's my sleeve right here. Your Vigo doors come with a bunch of these. Boy, these are so hard to pick up with gloves on, bro. There we go. So take your Allen keys, and they're going to come a little snug. Stick it in both of those right there on that end, and you want to pull that little sleeve off, that scutcheon. Just set him to the side right now. You don't need him yet. Then we're going to go ahead and take this off. This is your stopper for later, for the shower doors. We're going to loosen this guy, slide him right out, and make sure to take that little piece of plastic out there. It keeps him from sliding. You're going to set those both down to the side. Now you are sitting here looking at your complete bar opposite of the stationary glass. Now we are going to take a tape measure from that end of the bar to this end of the bar. Remember, our opening was 58 inches. So whatever your opening is, you want to take 3/4 of an inch off of that. So in our case, we were 58 tile to tile. We're going to take 3/4 of an inch off of that. That's going to leave us at 57 and a quarter. So we're going to start from that end that's not getting cut, come over here with our tape, and we're going to mark 57 and a quarter inches. Okay, so look, we took 57 and a quarter. Tom held it from the stationary end up to here. This is where I made our marks. Now I made two. I made one here and one over here. That way I could get that 57 and a quarter. And I take that tape and hit those two marks and wrap that tape around so that we get all the way around perfectly. That tape went all the way around and lined right back up with itself. So that way I know I'm 57 and a quarter going all the way around. Now we're going to take this outside. I put the tape on the inside of the math. So right here where the tape hits the black, that's where we're going to cut. That'll give us our 57 and a quarter. Let's go cut it. All right, you guys. So look, definitely have some safety glasses on. Again, these two guys down here. So here's our tape. The tape is sitting on the inside. So I'm going to cut right here along and follow it along. It's very crucial that your tape wraps this and goes back into itself evenly. That way you know that 57 and a quarter is straight all the way around. You're not walking any. Okay, you guys, so look, we cut our bar, and I just want to show you here. Look at that end. So look, that tape allows you to go pretty straight around that, staying at your measurement all the way around that circle. It's very easy without that tape to veer off and actually get a jagged cut. So remember, we took this off. This is our stopper. I'm going to set the bar down here to where that stopper down there is pointing straight up. Relax the bar, and I'm going to set this back on here. Just, 8 or so inches in, out of your way, and I'm just going to snug it. Doesn't matter if he's straight or anything like that. Before we put our sleeves back on, and there's a correct way, this end right here, this little shiny gold guy actually slides out of there. Okay, these little scutcheons thread right into him. But for right now, he's going to go back on now that we've cut that. But what you want to do is take the end with that gold little plate. You want to take your tape, tear you off a little piece, And right at the very end of that, where the gold is, you want to put that tape on here and you want to run this all the way around. Just like we did when we went to cut the bar. You want to do this all the way around, just like that. Then we're going to slide that guy right back on there with the tape. And we're going to show you why we do that. Do it to your other side also. This is crucial for the next step, so that you don't have to get any type of marker on your black hardware or possibly, you know, whatever color doors you got. So right at the very end, you're doing this to protect the marker that is getting ready to mark this guy here on the next step. So now that both of those are taped, we're going to slide that on that end. Now we're ready for step 4. Okay, you guys, so this is step 4. Okay, really easy. This is our first piece of glass that was sitting in the box. And your stationary glass usually is, if you opened up your box right and looked like ours did, your stationary glass is going to be the first one sitting on top. You can tell the difference because the glass that the slider has on the sides here, there's 2 extra holes for the handle. So that's how we know we have the correct piece of glass. Once you locate that, this is what you're looking for. There's a Vigo logo on the stationary glass, and you want to make sure that that wording is facing correctly as you're looking at it. So in our case, as the glass sits, this is going to go in our shower, and the stationary is going to be on the left side towards the shower head and diverter, and that Vigo logo is going to be staring at us correctly. When you have that right, this is the one you're looking for. Okay, this comes in your little pack. You're going to come down here to the bottom. You want to do this now because the next process we're getting ready to do is set this stationary glass in here to set our bar. If you don't have this on right now, you're going to have to take all this back apart just to put this on. So this is the time where this little side guy goes. Once you get him started, you just press him in all the way up. And it's easier, in our opinion, to have the glass laying down and to push him that way so you can grip that into it. If you stand it up, it kind of makes it harder when you get near the bottom down by the floor. Once that's on here, now we're going to stand this glass up. We're going to carry it in here and rest it right on our brackets. And we're going to show you what's going on with that. Come on. Okay, so what we've done, we use a little pad here to set the glass on and cushion just to stage it. The 2 brackets you're looking for are these 2 guys right here. You got the bigger one. This is going to receive the stationary end in one sleeve and the slider end in the other sleeve. So the stationary is going to go in the backside groove. Coming down here, this is going to go in the stationary glass. You want this little small bracket to be about 3 inches off the wall, which we're going to adjust him here in just a minute. The trick is we're going to go ahead and do what I'm getting ready to tell you. We're going to pick this glass up, set him in that sleeve, set him in that sleeve on the back side, and we're going to go ahead and get put in here, dry fit, and we're going to show you what's going on and how to add the bar in play. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, now that we have our glass sitting in that bracket, little small one, and this guy. And remember, our stationary is in the back side of this one, so the slider can be in front. It's crucial because the slider is going to go in this sleeve and stick over. So when water is coming down, it can't go behind and come back around. So if we had this on the inside and the slider in this sleeve, water could get right in between the glass. So we just wanted to point that out so you don't get that twisted on your side. Now, the way we do this is this guy needs to be installed in the middle of your space. That will pinpoint exactly where that one needs to go. For instance, in our case, this is 1 3/4 inches, and in the front is 1 3/4 inches. It's completely even. Now the 1 3/4 inches back here is now going to match this end. Look, 1 3/4 inches. So everything is symmetrical and everything is even. This is where right now, this is where it comes to, and I'm going to show you. We're going to tape all this off so we know exactly where this goes back, and we're going to break out the digital level and get this glass plumb on the back wall. Okay, so here's what you want to do. Okay, we have still not plumbed the glass yet, but our brackets are correct. So what you want to do, the bracket was sitting in here. I took a piece of tape on the left side, the right side, and the back side. Okay, then took a Sharpie and I dotted those 2 holes, completely filled them in. I did the same thing with the little bracket, because the little bracket, the holes are inside where the glass is and I can't get to them. So by making a piece of tape here on the back side and then one across, when this comes out by that tape line, I know exactly where to sit him back and dab those 2 holes. Before we do that, this is just staged. Don't take none of this out yet. Now in the same step, we're going to go ahead and level the glass and put the bar in, because all this coincides together. All right, now what you want to do with the bar sitting here, we put our sleeves back on. Remember, we taped those. It's crucial right now. Our stoppers are pointing up. Now what you want to do, this is what is getting ready. This and this is what's getting ready to receive right in that hole by Tom and that other hole. So what you want to do is take these off. They just unscrew and set them to the side. Now we're going to take this bar and put it up in the holes, put these back on the other side, and then we're going to get the bar level and we're going to get the glass plumb. All right, so now the first thing you want to do is you want to level your bar. Okay, it's these 2 right here. The caps are back on, and we sent those right through the hole, put the caps on, and then on this side, we maneuvered the bar till it's level. Once it's level, then we tighten those 2 caps on Tom's side. And that completes our bar level. Now we're going to level the glass. And this is where we're going to put tape in behind here and in behind here. We're going to slide tape in here. That way when we make our mark with our pen, we're not marking up the matte black and we're not marking up the tile and can't get neither one of those 2 off. Okay, y'all, look. So in plumbing your glass, go ahead and come at me, Tom, a little bit. There you go, right there. So we're gonna get that glass level just like that. There's our piece of tape. There's our other piece of tape. Now what you wanna do is you wanna make a circle around this. You may make a circle around that, and then we're gonna take all this out. And that's gonna complete this step. Okay, so all we did, literally, that's why we use this mat. We picked the bar and the glass up. There's enough room where it doesn't touch. We picked up, slid out, set right on here and rested that whole assembly. There's our 2 circles. Okay, and if you want to, you can take where I can't get that close to the glass, you can take that back off and finish out your circle there. No big deal. And we got our perfect circle down here. We're going to show you on the next step what's going on now. Now it's time to drill. Before we get into the drilling, this is what I was telling you. There's our 2 holes that are here. So those will get set right back in there. And if you notice, the tape lines up here, here, and here. That way you know with the 2 holes exactly where that gets set back in, touching the tape, just like that. This one works the same way. We could get to this side and these 2 sides. So now I'm going to rest him right back in there and touch my factory tape. Now I can actually get to the 2 holes. You don't want this pin. You want one of these. Small, very small, and look how long that is. So now you come down here, set that right back in where it's supposed to be. And you're going to take this and mark these 2 holes. Just like that. Now you're going to get all this stuff out of the way. Now we're going to move on to the next step, and we're going to drill all these holes in the tile, into the quartz curb, and we're going to show you which bits to use and what size. All right, so this is step 5. This is where you need, along with making all our screws into the tile, into the curb, and everything else that we've staged up this point. This is where you grab your scutcheons. And that tape that we put on there, you want to take that. I'm going to go ahead and pull the tape off. Take your little 5-way on that flat part, stick it in that slot, and turn. Okay, that's going to get this little piece to come out. Once that comes out, one side of your sleeve has threads, the other side does not. So you can't get that twisted as to which way this goes back in. Also, on this little gold part, this is flat and this has a groove. So as we are going to drill this into the wall, you want to be staring at the groove, and you're going to drill this way so that the back side is flat and goes flat against the tile. And those threads, once this gets screwed to the wall, that sleeve slides along that bar and threads right into that guy. We'll go over that here in a second. These are the 2 screws that they give you for your sleeves. 1 screw in each side of the gold here, and that head will disappear in that groove inside of there and be flush. Okay, the other screws they give you, the other 4, are for these 2, the smaller. That's those. And they give you these as well. And we're going to go ahead and put these into play. There's 2 ways you can do this part. You can go buy you screws like this, stainless, a little bit longer, same gauge. And you can switch those out for these 4. That way you can go all the way through the curb and get down there to the meat of your wood. But depending on if your curb was built out of foam, 2x4, what have you, that's why they give you these as well. Now ours was built out of wood. We could switch our screws over and not have to deal with these. But we're going to go ahead and use these because this is what you're probably going to do when you go to install. So these 4 are going to go in 2 and 2. And the size you need, we like to buy these. They come from Lowe's. It's a 4-pack, 4 different sizes. And they all have something in common. They all have a spearhead, okay? It's made for drilling through quartz, tile, all that. You're looking for the 1/4-inch guy. Take the 1/4-inch out. That's going to be perfect for these. We're going to drill our 2 holes, put these down in there, and then we're going to be able to put all this back into play, and we'll show you along the way. So let's get started with drilling our holes. All right. So look, we got our first one in and he's flush. Just take you a little rubber mallet, and once you get through the curb, then next, just go right through that go board down in there. Stick him right down and he'll tap level. Now it's ready to receive our screws. Now we're going to do these 2. Same way. Okay, so look, we wanted to point this out too because we don't want to confuse anybody. In this set you get, okay, with the 4 bits, these are all spearhead. Now these spearhead bits are not so great in the quartz, but what it does do, that spearhead, when you put that in the drill first, it allows you to pinpoint a spot and stay focused on that and create that hole. Once you do that, we have the same 1/4-inch bit, diamond bit, that's a circle flat on the end. So everybody knows when you stick that down on a flat surface, it'll start to wallow every which way. So we use the 1/4-inch bit spearhead to make that hole and to get it started, which we have right here. Then we stick this bit, same 1/4 inch, flat end, down in that groove, and that's how we take it through the quartz the rest of the way. We just wanted you to know that. So look, what we like to do with these getting ready to go in, we pull them back out. Just take you a screw, turn it a couple times and pull that right back out. So what we like to do now is with those getting ready to go in, take you a little bit of silicone right in that hole, just like that. And then bring your guy in here, push him down all the way flush, wipe your excess off. Then we're going to take the bracket. We're going to set that bracket back where he's supposed to go. And remember, we already took the tape off because our holes are already drilled. So I'm just using this now as a guide before I screw these in. And then what I'm going to do is put just a small, very small, just like that, bink, just a dab in each hole before that screw goes in. Just like that. Now I'm going to make sure I'm square in the hole. Then we're going to take our screws. Just like that. And they'll snug on their own. Now I got them to the snug point so I can still turn this just like that. Now we're square and now we're fitting in there good. Now I'm gonna tighten these down. So look, I just wanted to show you all right there, that first little, that's it. Once you hear that little click, let it go. You don't want to do anything else. And look, one improvement we have made since the last time we did one of these Vigo door installs, we thought about this after. This is a great little tip right here to do for yourself because it makes it, later on, it makes it a lot harder. So check this out. These brackets have to be siliconed. And the way they show you to do it is on the, at the end, to silicone around your brackets. Well, with the glass in and everything, it makes it kind of hard to get to them. So this is perfect right now to actually silicone this guy exactly like it sits. And go ahead and hit everything in its entirety. That way when the glass comes on, you don't have to sit here and fight this. Okay, you guys, so look, we got the silicone on. We ran it back here, around the corner, around the front, and then just skip over this little gap here where I can stick my finger, but get those two sides and around the back side. Same with this one. We went all the way around that. So now the silicone's in there, and when that glass is sitting there, it's very hard to get up under those crevices with the glass in play. Now that those are done, screwed in, silicone, the whole nine, now we're left with that guy and this one. Now let's get these drilled. Okay, so this is in preparation to make the center hole. You remember our scutcheon was bigger because it slides on the threads of this guy, and that groove needs to be facing you. So all you got to do is literally just see how that circle, it's about 1/8 of an inch gap evenly all the way around. So if you like how even it is all the way around, then just take your pin right in that center of that slot, make you a little mark, and then pull that away. That's exactly where we need to drill. Because of this slit, if we drill and we realize we need to be a little down, a little up, that's what that slit's for. We can turn that slit and we can go anywhere we need to go to fine tune that bar back to completely level. Now let's get them drilled out. So look, I just wanted to show you all, especially in subway tile, this is very thin. We've got the spearhead one, but because we're vertical on the wall, he wants to slide a little bit. So we use these a lot of times because it'll help hold that steel. So, pardon me, I'm going to get right out of your way. I'm just going to put that in the center right there, and I'm going to push on it a little bit so it guides me, keeps me still. And you can feel it that quick. Look, it already chewed out half of it. Now I'm going to remove that. That's it. We're all the way through it. So now, this is where you can take your tape, and you can go ahead and take your tape off. There's our hole. That's what we were looking for. And then the same on the other side. That's what we were looking for. Now we're ready to put our stationary glass back in here with our bar. And now here is where we're going to be able to slide those sleeves and hook into those gold little plates. So prior to that, our next step is to put the gold plates on both sides. All right, so look, you can see all we did was sink that screw in. Remember that beveled side faces you, and we're just going in the middle, okay? Because we're going to show you once we put the door and the bar and everything back up here, if these need to be tweaked any way, shape, or form, we'll show you how to do that. All right, you guys, this is part 6. I promised we're almost done. This was the hardest parts right here. If you can get past this, get your glass back in with all your screws and everything drilled, it is so easy past this point. So now that you've made it this far, check it out. We got the glass back in, we got the bar set, and this one is already threaded into that gold piece, and we have already tightened these two up here. Now I want to show you what we did so you can do it on the other side. There it is. See? So this slides over, catches that ring perfectly, and you screw this on until that gold pretty much disappears and it becomes flat. Now, before you go to the trouble, I'm all the way hand tight. We're going to tighten these Allen keys so that won't move, but this is your next step. Look at that bar. Look at Tom. So that bar is completely level. Digitally, we are gold. And the reason it is so important about this bar, if you put that slider door on here, that bar is what holds that. If it is not as perfect as you can get it, that glass will actually slide away or slide shut. So in other words, you open it and then it wants to rock one way or another. So now that we've got that in, it's perfectly level. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten those two guys right there. So very simple. They give you the Allen key. I snug it with the long part. And then once I snug it like that, sorry y'all, I'm holding the camera doing this. I just do a little quarter turn each one, no more, because you don't want to strip these little guys. That's it, quarter turn. Now we're done. There's our bar. Turn my light back on, and if Tom quits moving. Oh, you were sitting. Never mind. You were sitting on that stopper. I was wondering why we had 0.2. I was wondering what was going on. So anyway, so we're level. Everything's tightened in. Now comes the fun part. Okay, Tom can take the level down, and we are ready to bring the other door in here and get rolling with the rest of it. Just bear with us. Almost finished. Okay, you guys. So for part 7, this is what you need. We got our slider door sitting in here, and it's facing the correct way. We would pick up, turn, and actually set him right here on the bar. To receive that, it's going to be, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for your 2 casters. Okay, you've got 4 total. We'll get into the other 2 here in a minute. That's what they look like. And then you need that center nut there with the black. Okay, that's going to be your receiving end. And since we're going to pick this up and set these on the bar, just like that, then the way our glass is facing us, we're going to put this in on this side. take your hand here. Get him started. Once you get him started, grab your Allen key. Now don't worry about adjusting these guys. Don't worry about adjusting them at all. We'll adjust them. We'll adjust them once we get them up here. Got a stubborn one here, Tom. All right, there we go. So I've got him in play. Now we're ready for the next step. We're actually going to pick the glass up, set him on the bar, and he's going to go in this first little slit right here, this guide hole. We need to set down in there and rest these casters right on the bar. So let's get that. Okay, so look, these two are on. So I wanted to show you. It's very heavy, so you know, this may be a challenge for some people to do by themselves. It's not that easy. These doors are heavy. So this caster needs to hit on top of the bar, plus go in that front slider there, and don't pinch your fingers. So what I'm going to do is carefully get over this bar right there, and as I come in, just like that. Woo! Now, we don't know if this is level yet, but here's the idea. Okay, as you can see, everything slides like it's supposed to. So this is just holding everything in place for us. We might have to adjust these casters to get level. So next step is to see if our glass is actually hitting against the tile correctly and everything's level. All right, you guys, so look, we use these right here. These are perfect, okay, for what we're trying to do. We're trying to get this glass, as you can see. Look at that. I mean, it is touching everywhere like a champ, and we don't even have this cushion on here yet. So now that we've got everything jacked up with these little guys, it makes space right here. See, you can see the daylight. You can see Tom's wrist. This one is actually sitting on the bar touching. So this allows us now to loosely take this guy, and I want you to watch how this happens. I'm going to loosen what I tightened earlier. So Tom, go ahead, Tom. See how he's turning that with that Allen? That is the adjustment in these wheels. It'll allow that wheel to go not only circle, but shrink down to touch your bar. So if you did it at its peak to touch and you still weren't touching, then that tells you that this one needs to be adjusted lower so that that one can finally touch. But we're touching right here. We're good to go. Tom's got that touching. So now he's going to hold that Allen, and I'm going to tighten this guy. Just like that. And you just want to snug him. I'm going to pull mine out. He pulls his out, and now we are adjusted. So now I could technically take these and pull them away. But before I do that, we want to put in our bottom casters so we can make sure everything is touching and rotating like it's supposed to. All right, so we got our other bottom casters on, and look, so we didn't move at all. Everything's like it's supposed to. And look, we take a couple little pieces of tape. Okay, I'm inside the shower now. So as I rotate this, as I move this, watch. It's hard to see if those are actually moving if you don't have tape on. So now, let's see if I can get them all four in the picture there. There you go. Now look, all four pieces of that tape is moving as I pull these guys back. That's what you're looking for right there. So now that you got that figured out, now we're ready to finish and put the handle on and fine tune. All right, y'all, so step number 8, look, you're gonna take your other plastic guard, and when it hits the tile, you're gonna put it in, and you're gonna start pushing that up. Once you work that plastic guard, all the way up. My bad, brother. There we go. We're just locking that all the way. There we go. Just like that. That's going to give you cushion when you go across there. And then what you want to do, these are your outside caps. You get 4 of them. You have threads on that side of your casters. You just want to hand tighten. That's it. Just those 4. We'll go figures, huh? There we go. A little tricky to get the threads in there going right. And then the last one. Okay, that takes care of step 8. Step 9 is putting this handle on. Okay, step 9. We're going to put our handle on. It does not matter which way you turn the handle. What does matter, you have 2 knobs. One's bigger, clearly, than the other. So the small one, you want on the bottom. The top one, you want up top. So we're going to face the handle here on the outside. This is what you would grab from inside the shower. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on. Just kind of snugging. Get this one in the hole. And you're just looking to make that hand tight. Hand tight. So now you can open and shut your slider. Now, next thing we want to do is, while we're into it, handle's very simple to put in. Now we're going to adjust these 2 stoppers. This is what goes back, and the caster catches that to not get a jarring hit or crack something or break something. So let's adjust this one first. We're going to start out by loosening it so it can slide. We're going to go ahead and shut our door all the way until it rests up against the tile. Then we're going to take this guy and push him all the way into the stopper. And I'm going to reach up over here and I'm going to snug that right there into place. Slide our door open. Put about a 1/4 turn on him, and then I'm going to test him. There you go. So we're hitting really well. Now we're going to do this one back here the same way. Now, this one is sitting, okay, the original bracket that holds the bar, you can't make that go past there, and that's in precaution also because you never want this to get close to actually tag the wall. So right there I'm hitting. I'm going to hold that, stick this Allen key up in here, get him snug, push that away. And now just about a 1/4 turn right there. And now I'm going to check him. There you go. See how we get that bounce. And then we get that bounce. So everything opens, shuts, our stoppers are adjusted, everything's good. Now the final step is step 10. It's going to be our silicone and placing our bar across. Let's get into that. All right, so this is step 10. This is our final step.
And this is what I want to show you. This is what me and Tom do. We think it makes more sense. We like it much better. We've done it both ways. So this is the way they're going to tell you to do it, and you use your own judgment. But I want to show you why we do it, and we switch this. So I have this little piece of tape here so I can see exactly where to stick this bar and make it come right to that tape line so that I stay straight with what I've already done. Now this is our way. Okay, we take this bar, slide it right in the middle here, push it all the way up top to the face, and then I'm straight all the way across because I've already done the math and figured all the way across this is all even. Where they show you to put the bar, we're not a big fan. They show you to take this bar, I'm going to demonstrate by putting this in right here. Okay, for eyeball sake, that looks pretty straight. What they show you to do in the instructions is to take this bracket, put the glass halfway in the bracket, and let this bar, which you got to cut the bar and set the bar in the other half of this bracket. So I realize that I'm back here just a little bit, but picture this bracket right now coming across. Okay, that's about where they're telling you to set it. Let me shut this door. Now, all that water is coming down here and hitting off somebody's body and hitting on this side, and it's hitting on here. And there's nothing for this water to come over here to and catch. So when you go to open this door at the end of your shower, and the reason we know this is because we've installed it the way they said to, and water pulls up right here because this bar is so far kicked in. That's why me and Tom actually take this bar. We slide it here, go back up to here, our measurement, and now look. Now let me shut this door. You're gonna step over this bar regardless. To me and Tom, with that bar back here, look at all this water between the bar and my finger that's gonna accumulate right here and be waiting on you when you come out of the shower. Where me and Tom set the bar, a whole lot more water will hit here. The curb is already pitched to receive water to fall back in anyway. So this makes hardly no mess over here whatsoever. That's why we set this bar this way. So you can set that bar however you choose. I'm just telling you, if you set it the other way, your customer is going to say something about the amount of water that comes out over here. So the way we go about setting the bar, we had everything figured out already. We got our tape sitting here. We're going to remove this at a quick install and in a quick glance. I'm going to be able to know as I'm setting this bar down with silicone on it, I'm going to hit the edge of that tape, and then we know we're in line. So all you want to do, how this bar is sitting up, I'm going to put my bead up top, and I'm going to put a bead right across this bar. And what's going to happen is this is going to smush down onto that curb, and then we're going to take our finger and smooth that out. Just like that. Now we're going to turn this bar upside down. We're going to come right in. And this is why you need to keep the bar up till you get in here a little further. And where we get back over here where our tape is, then we're going to go ahead and rest right down. Now, you're going to get a little bit of silicone right there. We'll get that off. The bulk of it got sit. And look, as I push down, I stay tight to my tape. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and take my tape. You can leave it on here, whatever you want to do. Right there. Now, I'm going to leave my tape folded because I want to make sure in getting this silicone off, I'm going to take this bulk from from where I sat down. And I'm going to clean a little bit of this away. There we go. Now I'm going to take my finger here. Now as we come out, that leaves a pretty clean line. I'm going to come out to about there. Then I'm going to take my thumb and sit here and hold this side as I'm going. You just don't want that bar to move as you're doing this and slicking that up. That's that side. And then you just want to do the same out here to your other side. That's it. Now that bar is set. I'm going to go ahead and take my tape off. Now you just need to let that silicone and everything sit there for the evening and it'll be just perfect. Now the only thing we have left to do, we'll show you. You need to take silicone. Remember how we already did these brackets earlier. They've already been done. Now we need to take silicone on the outside of this one since it's stationary, and on the inside where Tom's at. Then down here, we're going to take silicone along the bottom and on the inside along the bottom. So let's get that siliconed up and then we'll show you. All right, you guys, so there it is. You can see the silicone, how it hit. And then let me come down here and show you. See down there at the bottom too. There you go. And then in our case, we went ahead, got all our trim up, trimmed out this beauty. So whatever kind of trim you're using, metal, PVC, whatever kind of profile, whatever kind of trim you're using, we went ahead and ran that pretty guy around the room. Just made everything really come together. And now that's done in pinstripe. So there it is. Just a beautiful shower. And that is exactly how you install your Vigo door. So hope this helps you at home. Thanks as always for tuning in. Let us know what you think about our door install and if it helped you or not. Till the next one, you guys.